Well, here we are. I've hit the record button. Hi, Pat.
Great. Hello. How are we? How are we doing this fine Sunday evening?
It's quite late. It's nine. Not like we only ever do this at night. But it's
Yeah.
late. I just had my dinner, and, and here I
Oh,
am about to pass out. But here we are.
what did you eat?
Whatchamacallit? I had a meatloaf.
Was it good?
It was a pretty good meatloaf. Why? Are you not a fan of meatloaf?
I think it's fine. No, I'll eat it, but it definitely needs something with it. You just can't eat meatloaf by itself.
Oh well, I had like veggies on the side and stuff, but like.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't just eat straight meatloaf. I also put like, a
Hey,
sauce on it, and
thank
it
God.
was pretty good. Yeah, I just had straight meatloaf, just the meat. Here we are.
You love just the meat.
Anywho, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the What Do the Gays Think podcast. Today with me, I have the luxurious and amazing Pat. How are you doing, Pat?
Wow, luxurious. Something that I've never been called, considered, or even related to in my entire life.
Well, listen, Pat, when I purchased you off the black market, I would call you a luxury.
I am, yeah, I do sell as a luxury item on the black market, yes. I'm fine. How are you? Besides your meal, of course. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I just did also some meal prep. So I have my meals ready for, well, like a couple of meals ready for the week. And
Mm.
yeah, I worked out earlier today and I'm also dead. So,
Wow, you know what? I'm finally getting over this sickness, so maybe I'll join you in working out again finally, but
oh,
I
come
don't
to my
know.
home gym. Come work out with me.
Why would I? Okay, like you can in the corner of my camera see that there is some workout material jutting into frame. I have a whole workout set up right here. Why would I drive like an hour plus to your house just to work out?
So that we can hang out. God.
You decided to move really far away though, and that's not my fault, and I shouldn't be punished for
You
it.
used to come and work out with me when I was like 20 minutes closer.
Exactly, those 20 minutes make a difference.
No, it does. You bitch. You
Ugh,
just don't love me. I
listen.
know. I know the real
I
reason.
know. So, have you heard about the gay cold?
Uh, what? Is it
So,
strep throat or is it
now
mono?
before we get into the actual topic, which is Britney Spears, I've been hearing a lot about the gay cold slash like pride cold, and I've also been hearing a lot about anal fissures.
Oh,
So here's
why would you just
here's the deal.
uh
Well, I think they're connected phenomenon. So,
how?
basically I've heard from multiple sources that a lot of gay people are getting anal fissures, just like,
What is that? Okay, please explain to me. You know what? Should you explain it to me on the podcast?
okay, anal fissure, if you just put that into Google really quick, it
Oh
says,
God.
is a
Okay.
small tear in the thin, moist tissue that lines the anus. Oh God. Oh wait. Let me just this is the Mayo Clinic, so you know it's pretty legit. An anal fissure may occur when you pass hard or large stools during a bowel movement. Yeah. So okay,
Mm.
so yeah, you basically rip your ass. You rip your ass.
Or you just get, dick down way too hard. I don't know.
That's okay. So here's the thing. So a lot of people are talking about anal fissures, and a lot of people are talking about this gay cold. So the idea is really that like pride stuff was happening. So a lot of people were congregating for the first time after the pandemic in large numbers. And like when you reintroduce to a large population after a long time not being around people, sicknesses spread really quick, like colds, strep throat, thing like that. So people are getting like this post pride post partying like sickness because everyone's getting like someone's spreading the disease, and that's probably what I got
Yeah.
honestly when I went out to the club. So people are getting this sort of like they're calling it the gay cold, and I think connected to that is the anal fissures because everyone's getting there, getting out, getting dicked, and they're tearing their assholes.
Oh, because they're not used to it anymore.
Yeah,
Because they
like
haven't been around people.
bottoms verses and the occasional top was they were all chilling out at home baking bread, fucking not fucking, and now they're out
Fucking not
there.
fucking.
Now they're out there getting anal fissures, and I just
I'm sorry to anyone who listens to our podcast for like the informational stuff and has to listen to us talk about the gay cold and anal
Listen,
fissures.
I'm gonna get to the actual topic, don't worry, but I just want to start this off with the hot goss that I heard about gay people or queer people in general. So I've suffered, I think, the gay cold. No anal fissure yet, but there's still time.
There's still time. Wait until we go to
It,
the Poconos. Then,
if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. It's never too late to get an anal fissure.
when have you said that ever in your life?
If I've said it once, see?
Can't just have it in front of me and not take it. I've heard you say
I can't.
that.
That is true. I did say that. So today's topic, we're moving past gay cold and
Anal
anal
fissures.
fissures. It's really hard to move past anal fissure. Let me tell
Pat,
you.
if you do not sign out of the podcast as an anal fissure, I'm going to be mad.
Yes, I will. Hold it against me. Get it? Hold it against me. Britney
Whole.
Spears.
Oh, I was going for whole. like,
Whole right, whole anal. So, Britney Spears. Yeah. Do you like Britney Spears? Is that your jive, your groove?
oh, I love Britney. Well, I love Britney Spears' music. It was amazing. I'm sure she's a great person too. But her music
Right.
is like a gay iconic bop, across the board.
So, what's your like favorite one if you had to pick? You know?
I mean, I always go for some toxic. You feel me?
Yeah.
Could always
As a gay man, you love toxic in the community.
toxic in the community. No, gay
We
community.
must get rid of toxic in the
Mask
community.
for mask.
But yeah, she's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Death to all of
Death
them.
to all. Wendy Williams. No, that meme.
So
Why would
anyway,
she say that?
I'm sure everyone, well, not everyone, I'm sure a lot of people have heard about the whole, Britney Spears nonsense that's been going on recently. So I watched the documentary on Hulu about it,
Hmm.
in light of the recent testimony, uh, excuse me, testimony she gave about her conservatorship. Do you know what a conservatorship even is?
No, I don't know. Can you please define it for me?
Basically, it's when someone or an entity takes control of the decision making of another person, or I guess, yeah, it's person really. So you could be like the conservator of the person itself, like you judge and decide what they do in terms of their medical care, things like that. Or you can be conservator of their estate, which is you control all the financial aspects of their life. Usually it's for people who are deemed mentally, I don't want to say incompetent because it has a different connotation, but like,
Right.
people who aren't mentally fit to take care of themselves or make decisions, maybe due to age, maybe due to mental illness, things like that.
So Brittany,
Brittany
I'm
is
assuming
in one.
after her little episode, however many years ago, uh,
Yeah,
she ended up
so
in one.
yeah. So the documentary was framing Britney Spears. I think it's the New York Times documentary series they have. And her father is her conservator. And like I said, usually they're for much older people, people who are mentally incapable of taking care of themselves, yada yada yada. But the documentary is nice because it like gives you like her life story basically. Starts off when she's just a young gal. She's just a
Hmm.
young gal that her parents um, sent her to at one point to New York as a kid with like a chaperone to like audition and take classes and shit like that. And then she's discovered, and then she eventually, starts recording her own music, and bam, she gets like her first album, and it's like off to the races. But really,
Heck yeah.
the it really seemed like they, in the documentary at least, they were like showing how her father really was not around for her early life. So really it was just like he was in and out, he was an alcoholic, he was between multiple jobs, he filed for bankruptcy, and it seems like her mom was the much more supportive one.
Hmm.
Uh which is strange now given how little her mom seems to be caring about what's happening with her conservatorship present day. Um, Fun fact, apparently, when she was getting famous, she went home for Christmas, withdrew $100,000 from her bank account because she'd gotten a bunch of money, and she just started handing out $100 bills to people in her hometown for Christmas.
Oh, That's kind of cute. I like that.
I, I was like, that's like she gets like her first shot at fame. She gets some money and she just goes around handing out $100 bills. I
I
was like,
love
this is the
that.
cutest
I
thing.
didn't know where you were going with that sentence. I thought you were going to say something bad about,
Oh
you know,
no,
but that's really
it
cute.
gets
I
bad.
like that.
So I think it really starts to go all downhill. Um, and this documentary kind of focuses on the media's obsession with her.
Hmm.
So like it's peak paparazzi time in terms of like paparazzi stalk famous people like outside of their homes, outside of restaurants, trying to get as many photographs as possible. And particularly, they were the media, like magazines or news articles or like just the daytime, nighttime news, really was talking about her gender as a woman and how she
Hmm.
expressed that gender. So she's obviously very young when she gets famous, but you watch the music video for Hit Me Baby One More Time, you watch the music video for like Toxic, and she's very, sexually suggestive, or she's using her body in a more what society would see as a sexual thing.
Hmm.
So the media was like always drawing parallels, saying like, oh, she's like this young, virginal girl, but she's playing the slut and
Young virginal girl.
yeah, because she gave like her persona, her look, because she was so young and she's blonde and white. She's giving off like Virgin Mary vibes basically, but she was going out there dancing, portraying like a slut. And then a lot of people were basically like, "Is this good for young women to consume this kind of content? Will it
Uh,
corrupt them?" Blah 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 blah. And then Britney from early on was basically very much like, I'm not, I think in one interview she says, like, I'm not your kid's babysitter. Like, I'm not responsible for what your kid consumes in the media and how they respond to it. She's like, I'm just out here doing my own damn thing. And I was like,
my God. Slay Britney.
ah. And then she's like crucified for it basically because, the paparazzi and news articles and magazines just write absolute trash about her basically
Oh my God.
because of it.
Paparazzi back in the day or back in those times were terrible to all the women celebrities. Like I was looking
Yeah.
back at I think it was Lindsay Lohan was doing an interview with someone.
Mhm.
And they just like straight up asked her on live TV like, "Oh, are you still doing drugs?" Like you what? You
Yeah, there was a part of an interview in the documentary where she is being interviewed by some schmuck, I don't know, some fucking idiot man, and he was like, a lot of people ask you about this, so we have to bring it up, but like, we need to talk about your breasts, and she goes, my breasts?
Who said that?
I don't know. Like they just had so many wild clips of her being interviewed and them asking like things that nowadays people would not get asked obviously about. Still, in some interviews, women are asked very inappropriate questions, questions that men don't get. But back then, it was even worse.
Yeah.
Like current day, you see like female superheroes always being asked like, "Well, how did you fit in that outfit?" Or like,
Oh
"Could you
my
wear
God.
underwear in there?" But back in the day, it was literally like, "So how are your tits
How are
doing?"
your tits doing? No.
Yeah,
That's
and then
terrible.
one part of the thing is about her and Justin Timberlake's relationship and how when it ended, he was seen as like the man who got like cheated on and like screwed over, and she was seen as the slut who like broke a young man's heart. And I was like, God damn,
Is
like
that what happened though? Did she cheat on him or
I don't know if anyone knows the exact specifics, but none of that matters, obviously. Like
yeah.
even if she did, like it's not like that's what happens when you're like in the public eye. It's like it doesn't fucking it's not anyone's business but their business.
Yeah.
Uh but yeah, the paparazzi harassed the absolute shit out of her, and they actually interviewed one of the guys who used to be one of her like paparazzi that followed her everywhere, and he was asked by the documentary narrator or interviewer like, do you think your behavior affected Brittany negatively? He goes, no, no, no. She didn't say anything. She didn't tell us. And I was like,
Of course she's not going to.
then they play a clip of Brittany and a friend of hers being harassed and them going, just go away.
Oh?
And he was like, yeah, she would say like, go away for the day. We'd always come back the next day. And I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
ah,
Go away for the day.
people don't want to be held accountable for the things they do.
Oh, never. Not even today. They don't want to be held accountable.
Yeah, so basically this is all building to, 2007 when she shaved her head. Which I I remember watching the news about that and everyone just calling her crazy. Like they were like, this woman had like a mental breakdown, went insane. Even people I knew were like, she's nuts now, she's crazy. Like, why would you do that? But it actually is really lit that she did that. Like, what a power move.
What a power move.
Because, every aspect of her life was already so like uh monopolized, and like everything she did was probably so like painstakingly critiqued that she was just like, my hair, something that subjectifies, something that like symbolizes female beauty, long beautiful hair, I'm just gonna get rid of it. And she went into the barber shop, asked the barber to do it, the barber said no, so she just picked it up and did it
Oh
herself.
my god.
And you know
Honestly,
what,
kind of iconic.
like that, like she was like taking like agency back on her life, that she could make a big decision about her body and it was all her own decision. I think that's, I mean, yeah, from the outside it looks a little wild, of course, but like back in the day no one understood it really, and I think now it's like it's lit, like it is lit.
I mean, I think I know people who have done similar things, like maybe not shave their head entirely, but like cut off all their hair, for example. And it's just like, I just felt like
Yeah,
doing it. Like,
you know what they say, like every time a gay man has a crisis he bleaches his hair or he cuts his hair.
well,
And like, where do you think that comes from? I think it comes from Britney
it comes
Spears.
from Britney.
I think she had a positive impact on how gay men particularly, handle stress. They bleach and or shave their head. And I'm like, you know what? She deserves
Here
it. The
we go.
recognition.
Here we
She
go.
deserves it.
Have you ever shaved your head?
I haven't shaved it completely bald, but I've buzzed it to very like a four all
A
over. A
four.
four a four clip, I'm sorry for people who don't understand like clips, but it's a four clip is pretty short.
No. As I buzzed my hair to like a one, or that's what I used to
Well,
do.
as someone who routinely has short hair, it's not very jarring.
Yeah.
For you, if you had stress, you'd probably just grow it out.
But that would take too long, though. I feel like if you're stressed and you want to do something impulsive, like growing your hair isn't something that you do, it would take too long.
You could look like Tangela, though.
Who? Tangela the Pokemon?
Yeah, like if you let it grow all the way down. Or like, what's that thing? Is it...
Tangrowth?
No, not Tangela. Well, that too. Is it from the Addams Family? It's like covered in hair.
Oh, I've never seen the Addams Family, so I don't know.
I think it's the uncle. Is it the uncle that's covered in hair? Doesn't matter. Um, anyway, so yeah, she shaves her head, and then she's at the same time having a custody battle with her ex. She attacks the paparazzo's car with an umbrella. She loses custody of her kids. And then by 2008, her father gets a temporary conservatorship, as she's hospitalized twice in 1 month, most likely for mental health reasons. So so her father is now temporarily a conservator because she is deemed unable to make sound decisions about herself because of her mental state. But it's strange because her father, as I said before, wasn't really involved in her life at all. He just comes out of nowhere, and it's like,
Mm.
why you? Out of everyone, like why you? But
Because
you know,
sexism, they didn't want to give it to the mom.
actually, you're probably right. So yeah, he becomes the conservator of both her person and estate. Um, he is the sole conservator of her person, but he has a co-conservator for the estate. So he runs both basically, though. He controls both aspects of her life, which is really
Right.
shitty. She didn't actually want her father. She wanted an independent third party, like a bank or something. But they denied it and gave it to the dad instead. And I was like, "Whoop."
I, mm, I don't like that.
Anyway, she's actually they reference an MTV documentary that's done about her, and there is one scene in the documentary where she basically says like, without this conservatorship I would feel so free, like I would be so much happier. And I'm like, because she doesn't publicly speak about it that much, especially up until recently, like in present day she didn't really talk about it much, so it was
Yeah.
interesting that she was like blatantly saying, oh no, this isn't for me, this isn't for me.
Hashtag free Britney. This sounds very similar to Kesha's situation. I don't know if it's the same. It's definitely not the same thing, but it sounds very similar.
Well, Kesha was with Dr. Luke, and Dr. Luke being her producer slash, I think he also co-wrote some stuff. Like she was in a contract to continue working with him, even though she's implicated him in sexual harassment against her.
Yeah.
So kind of similar in that these poor women are forced to be with people who don't have their best interests in mind for sure.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, so she eventually gets back out there under the conservatorship. She makes new albums, she goes on tour, she's got her Vegas residency. But then there's this there's this so have you ever seen Britney's Instagram posts?
Recent ones I've seen, not
Well,
like.
like they're kind of wild. Like, a lot of times it's like her in different outfits, just like strutting down the runway or a hallway and just showing off random outfits, or like her painting. Or there was one hilarious one where she was like in her gym talking about how she burned down her other gym again with a candle or
What?
something. And it got to the point where this podcast was made called uh, Britney's Graham, I think it's called, where basically these two women were so enamored with her Instagram that they thought there were like people thought that there were coded messages in her videos and posts of her trying to like signal for help because she couldn't explicitly ask for it. So that podcast just like poured over all of her Instagram posts and dissected each of them to see if there's like hidden meanings.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Did they find anything?
Well, there were some like the documentary goes over a few or like shows a few, and they did seem like a little strange. But basically, then the podcast receives an anonymous voicemail from a person who is presuming, stating that they're a paralegal who used to work with lawyers involved with her conservatorship, and he states that she had been in a mental facility for a long time at that point, much longer than the news had reported her to be one, and that it wasn't voluntary, it was involuntary. So she was sent there by her conservatorship, by her father. And after that gets posted, the hashtag Free Britney movement starts with everyone just trying to like get the word out there.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This is what happens when we record late. I get so tired.
Oh, wake up.
I'm sorry. So yeah, and at one point, after all this media attention, probably her father does step down as the conservator of her person, but he's still the conservator of her estate. So he controls all the money, but he's no longer the conservator of her person. I think someone else takes over that basically.
Mhm.
Um, And then there's actually transcripts that get released from a court hearing where Britney acknowledges the Britney movement, Free Britney movement, and kind of is like supporting it, basically, going like, "I'm happy to see my fans who are so well informed about this." And once again, she wants like a bank to take control of her conservatorship, someone who's independent and a third party, not her father.
Mhm.
And the thought is, the rumor is that Brittany will no longer work until her father is no longer in control. Basically saying like, I'm not doing anything until he's taken out. And unfortunately, at that point in the interview documentary, um, the judge did not release her father as the conservator, but they did allow a bank to become a co-conservator with her father of her estate.
Right.
So it was like half a win, basically.
Is that what
Um,
happened when did that happen recently, right? Or is that not recently?
that happened a bit ago. Yeah.
What was the thing that happened
Um,
recently then?
so the thing that happened recently, I have it right here, is that basically Brittany got in front of a judge again, and this was like her first time really talking about her feelings about the conservatorship and what was happening to her, because she didn't really publicly say anything. So there's this very long transcript that you can find. Well, you can find it anywhere, but I'm on variety.com right now. But I'm not going to obviously read all of this because it's far too long. But I did want to do some of the highlights. Basically, she says a couple interesting things. The first thing was she really like does her work like when because she's really known for her choreo and her singing, her performance. She's really in charge of that. Like it's not like she's just sitting back and getting a choreographer to like to teach them dances. She's very much in charge of like the work she does. And if she was kind of like, if I'm of sound mind to do all this work, and I'm the one, choreographing everything, doing the shows, performing, I should be of like sound mind to be in control of my person and my estate,
Hmm.
obviously. Because the idea is that conservatees, right? Conservatees shouldn't is someone who can't take care of themselves. Clearly she can if she's able to work succeed, thrive in her business
Right.
um, the way she does before. The other thing that was so sad was right around. Oh, here we go. Uh, yeah. Quote, I would like to progressively move forward and I want to have the real deal. I want to be able to get married and have a baby. I was told right now in the conservatorship I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have an IUD inside of myself right now so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the IUD out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have children dash any more children because she already has some.
Yeah.
So basically, this conservatorship is doing me way more harm than good.
Yeah, that's
She has an IUD in her body, and they won't let her take it out. That that should be considered assault.
I agree with you. I think that's
Like,
like I understand the point of a conservatorship in theory, but like I think that still women should have the right to their own bodies and have their bodily autonomy.
like
Like
so yeah.
I don't give two like especially it's kind of like a forced conservatorship and like a man is controlling it. So that makes it even worse.
Yeah, and let's see. Yeah, so that was the two big things that I took away from it. She says a lot in this though, so I would recommend anyone who wants to read it because there's a lot. Um, it's really shitty. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
super shitty. And unfortunately, even after she gave this testimony, which was heartbreaking to read, it's that she's still in the conservatorship right now. So I think there's still some more stuff that's going to happen. I think that especially as more and more people get into the hashtag Free Britney movement, hopefully um, we can see some changes start
Oh my god.
because
Death to all of
this,
them.
yeah, and then of course Wendy Williams, the the morning talk show host from another planet, had her super quotable like. You had me fool, Mr. Spears, and you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to
Death.
all of them. And the crowd just goes, "Whoa!"
Oh.
And then she goes, "Oh!" Like she realized herself. She was like, "Maybe that
Oh.
wasn't cool to
Maybe it
say."
went too far.
Oh
And
my
then the
god!
person who she's on the phone with just continues like nothing happens.
Oh my god, so funny. You had me fooled. You too, Mrs. Spears. Death
Death
to
to all
all
of
of
them.
them. So yeah, that clip has just been on TikTok or online. I just keep seeing more Wendy Williams stuff on TikTok, so I guess my algorithm picked up that I really like her.
I think my algorithm. Well, my algorithm picked up on it too, but not that I like her. I like videos like making fun of her.
Oh yeah. No, the woman herself is a bit she's eclectic, you
Yeah,
know?
she's got some questionable moments. Um,
Yeah, she definitely like the recent thing you sent or someone's yeah, I think it was you sent it where like she's talking about that TikTok star
oh,
and then she goes, I don't know him. Clap if you know him. One person claps. She looks at him and goes, this is blah blah blah. He died Wednesday.
yes. And then right before that, she's like, "Oh, he has more TikTok followers than me. That's terrible." And then goes to say, "He died this morning." Oh, Wendy, what are you
Oh,
doing?
Wendy's so and then if anyone needs like a really good laugh, honestly, if you're like feeling down, because it's so easy to feel down today in this day and age, just watch the clip of Wendy spilling tea on herself and she cries. She just goes, and then she goes, it's okay.
Why did she cry like that? Or look up the clip of Wendy Williams farting. That one's my favorite too.
Both of them, because there are two, and if you gotta see both of them if you want the full experience.
Oh.
But anyway, so yeah, this is just a hot topic that I was really interested in. I saw the documentary. Everyone wants to watch it. It's on Hulu. It's very informative. Um,
I think I'm gonna watch it. I just have to find time. I have so many things I need to watch.
oh, I have so many things to do.
Everyone, oh, can one of them be me?
Ah, okay, okay.
Well, Pat, we're about 30 minutes into this episode, so we have a little bit of time left over.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk about some things that have been bothering me recently.
Uh-oh. Okay.
You want to talk about stuff like that?
What?
Do you want to talk about stuff like that? I don't know.
Okay, what has been bothering you
Well,
recently?
just not even just that, just common things, just things that have happened.
Okay.
I hate the Duncan app.
Oh, I didn't know where this was going. Um,
Uh, I
okay.
really do because when I want to order cold brew, I don't want ice in it, and you can't
Right.
order it without ice on the app.
I thought you could. I'm pretty sure in like the iced coffees you can.
Well, here, we're gonna do a simulation right now. I'm gonna
Oh,
go to my Dunkin' app.
we're gonna simulate it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna go to order now.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
yeah,
cock time
yeah.
right now.
I'm gonna cock time right now. Gonna
Right.
visit myself on. If you need another laugh, watch that video. That video is great.
What
So
is?
yeah. Oh, I just go on YouTube and I type in like female chef dirty talk. And I always find it that way. Anyway, if I go to cold brew and I hit ice, there are only three options: standard, extra, and less.
Oh, you can't have no ice.
And I'm like, why? I don't want the cold brew getting because okay, here's the real thing.
Because
The cold brew is cold. So you don't really need the ice, right?
okay.
Because I drink it pretty quickly, so it doesn't get warm. The ice will eventually dilute the cold brew because it starts to melt. But the most important thing of all is that cold brew has a layer of sweet foam on the top.
Mm.
So when you drink it, you get a little bit of foam, you get a little cold brew. It tastes amazing. The ice disturbs the layer, and it
Mm.
starts every time you jostle it, it mixes further into the cold brew, and it ruins it.
I'm sorry that you have so many opinions about cold brew,
I
or the Dunkin'
really,
app.
I really, Mary, I hate it. So anyway, I also hate the Chipotle app
Wait, but hang on. Why don't you just not use the app and why don't you just go order?
because then I have to show them the app to get it scanned to get the points, and I want to get in and out. I don't want to talk.
Bitch, just
I don't
go,
want to talk.
just go through the drive. You have to talk anyway.
No, I don't. If I order on my app, I walk in, the guy knows me now because I get the same thing every time. He says
Oh,
hi to me, he hands me the stuff, and then I get the fuck out.
you walk in. I see.
Well, there's no drive-through.
Oh, I'm too lazy to go through the walk-in, so I go through the drive-through. And
You love
regardless,
sitting.
regardless of if I order on the app or not, I have to be like, "Here's my order." I have to say, "Oh, I placed an order. My name is Matt." So yeah, either way, I
Yeah.
have to talk to them.
Oh, I know the guy I know. His name is Sabo. He works there. He knows me. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Good." He's like, "How's the weather?" I'm like, "It's great." And then he hands me it. He says, See you tomorrow." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Is he
it's
cute?
perfect." Yeah, he's cute. He's fine.
Okay.
He did say that if I ever wanted a donut, all I had to do was ask, and I was like,
Ah.
"It's cute." Although sometimes they mess up my order, and I get very mad at them.
Oh, they started recognizing me at my Dunkin' too.
Yeah, well, you have a very recognizable face.
I pulled up. Well, they never recognized me when I had my mask on, and I kind of like that a little bit. Uh, but
Go back to wearing
I
it.
pulled up, and the lady at the Dunkin' window was like, "Oh, you're late today." I was like, "Bitch, don't you
How
tell me
did
what
you
time I can show up."
know? Uh, yeah, so, but I also hate the Chipotle app
Oh, what happened?
because you can't. Okay, here's the thing. I'm about to get flamed. Um, you can, if you want to, call the Chipotle or go in person and ask for rice without cilantro in it.
Oh my God, this.
But on the app, you can't. There's no option for having no cilantro rice. Now,
Oh well.
I've messaged Chipotle about this. I like sent them a tweet on Twitter and they never got back to me.
Ah,
Like just
Chipotle.
these apps just need one of two things. They need just a tweak in their customization settings or they just need a box at the bottom where I can type in a request. I just want to be like, no cilantro, please.
Ah,
Because cilantro,
if anyone is listening to this podcast episode, which I doubt you are, but if anyone's listening, if
I
anyone's
doubt you
listening,
are.
tweet at Chipotle and be like, "Hey, I hate cilantro. Give me an option in the
Yeah.
Chipotle app to remove it from my
Like,
rice." Just
sorry.
come on. We know that there's a good portion of the population that is weird and doesn't like the taste of cilantro. So,
Because it's awful. Okay, cilantro literally, it's just, there's no way to describe it. It's just ass.
no, it's good. You're just weird.
Yeah, it's good because you like ass.
Says the one who's eaten ass before.
Okay, first of all, you've never seen me eat ass, so you don't know if I actually have.
But you've told me you've eaten ass before, so I'm just
I
taking you at your word.
I could be lying.
You're not lying. You wouldn't lie to me.
Anyway, me saying I'm a friend of yours.
You come host a podcast with me. Shut up. You are definitely my friend. At least an acquaintance.
At least, yeah, at the very least, an acquaintance. I watched some horror films recently.
Ooh. What kinds?
On Hulu, I watched The Vigil and I watched Amulet.
I haven't seen either of them.
The Vigil, not scary.
I'm sorry.
But it was fun because it was like the plot was fun, but like it wasn't scary. Amulet was scarier. Plot was real weird, and the message was great though. I loved the message. Basically, the movie, no spoilers, don't worry. But basically, men are awful, and they get what they deserve.
As it is, well, actually, I was going to say as it is in real life, but in real life, men don't get what they deserve.
I know, they don't. Men are still
of the
awful.
Patriarchy.
But they'll never get, like, their real punishment, unfortunately. So, yeah,
I mean, just look at Britney.
I know, men are... her father, Jamie. Also, ew, you know what's disgusting about this? So, Britney Spears has, her parents, Jamie Spears and Lynn Spears.
Yeah.
Her sister is named Jamie Lynn Spears. Those fucking parents are so...
They're so full of themselves.
So full of themselves, so selfish, so, like, egotistical, narcissistic. They're like, we're going to name our child after both of us.
Isn't your dad's name Patrick?
How fucking narcissistic, egotistical that you want to name your child after yourself because you're like, I want this name to, like, live on in perpetuity. It's that good of a name. Oh, spoiler alert, it's not that good of a name. If I have a son or a daughter or non-binary, whatever, it doesn't matter. If I have a baby of any kind, it will not be named Patrick.
Can you name them Matt?
No. No, I won't. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Because when I'm screaming out your name in bed later, I don't really thinking my kid.
Get this whole conversation away from me, please.
You just want an excuse to say hole. I know.
Look, anal fissures.
Anal fissures. Oh, look, I got my Pride wristband for my Apple Watch in the mail.
Oh, when did you get the Apple Watch?
I got this months ago. Whenever this was the newest model, so whenever the newest model came out.
Oh, how do you feel about it? Because I've been thinking about getting an Apple Watch. How do you feel about it?
I like it. Definitely get the Apple Care with it because this thing gets scratched and scuffed every fucking 5 minutes.
Oh, well, fuck.
Because you can get one of those like little cases, but it kind of makes it a little bulkier, especially if you already have the bigger watch head. Mm-hmm. But I don't really mind the little scratches on it, and it's nice because it records like my workout stuff if I'm doing cardio. It doesn't really do much with lifting because honestly, like it can't, take into account the weight that you're lifting.
Right.
But if I'm doing cardio, if I'm walking, jogging, running, that kind of stuff, it will mark it down. And it's so nice because it has the weather. The weather. The weather. Yeah, I got this Pride band. This is actually the second one I got because the first one I got was far too big, and I had to get the small one because I have small dainty wrists.
Dainty. Oh.
Yeah. So I had the gay cold, but now I'm finally over it, thankfully.
It's about time. You've had it for like a year.
Listen, when you go out to the clubs and you meet those mystery men you've never met before.
I've been seeing you and all your Snapchats and all your Instagram stories and whatever at these clubs and whatever, and you never invite me.
First of all, I don't go to clubs. I went to the club literally 3 weeks ago, got sick, and I was sick the entire time. However, I do go to my friend Pablo's house very often for drinks and food.
Yeah, and then you end up at these bars, and I see it. I'm like, why didn't he invite me?
Bars? When did
you were just at a bar like yesterday, and I saw a Snapchat, I'm pretty sure.
No, I was at my friend Pablo's house yesterday. Or, well, technically... oh my god, it was yesterday. Oh, right, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, with that, I sent you snaps of a dog. You think the dog's gonna be in the bar?
No, but then you leave and you go to the bar. I've seen them, and you
Oh,
never invite me.
first of all, if I'm at Pablo's house, he's getting me so fucked up. I'm not leaving.
mm. Fucked up in what kind
Like
of way?
drunk, like drunk.
Drunk. Oh
Like if
God.
people ever think we're alcoholics and drink a lot,
I mean,
Mary, like it's rough over there.
I mean,
I have to
listen.
take breaks.
Listen. I bet we can drink a lot though. Like we're pretty tanky. Well, at least at least Anthony is, or no, not Anthony. Sorry, John. John is
Yeah, I
tanky.
mean, I can drink quite a bit, but I think when I'm over there, they want to like they want to do what I did to you, Jameson night, and just have drinks on drinks on drinks on drinks on
Oh my
drinks,
God, Jameson night.
and then cut to vomiting up your Chipotle in the bathroom.
That was you. That wasn't me.
That cut to me vomiting. It was great though. I loved that vomit. That was the best vomit I've ever had.
I re- hmm. This is not what. This is not. All right, I'm done with this. All right, we're at 41 minutes. I'm ending the episode here. Now that we are talking about vomiting.
A nice, brisk, easy episode. This was really nice.
All right. So thanks everyone for watching / listening to this episode of What Do the Gays Think. If you don't follow us on Twitter, go ahead and give us a follow there. Our Twitter handle is WDTGT Podcast, and the link is also in the description of all that good jazz. Come give us a follow and come tweet at us any questions that you want us to address on the podcast. Also, if you're on any podcast platform, go ahead and, subscribe to the podcast to get notified when new episodes come out. Or, you could leave us a rating. We do love those good ratings, get our rating out there. Get people listening and knowing about us. Why are you looking at me that way?
You stop.
And if you're on the YouTube channel, go ahead, like the video, and also leave a comment because we like reading the comments. And also subscribe to figure out when new videos are coming out. Pat, what else do you have to say?
Did you see Black Widow?
No, I didn't. Did it finally come out?
It did.
All right, we can talk about that later.
Okay.
I also missed our Twitch. So we do stream sometimes on Twitch. Our Twitch is What Do the Gamers Think? GAYMERS. Go ahead and give us a follow there. I think we're going to be streaming our D&D night tomorrow, which this podcast is not going to be out by then. But if you do see us on our Twitch playing D&D, then, come and give us a follow. And I think that's it. So thanks, everyone. And I am Mac Lubeck.
And I'm an anal fissure.
Yes.
That's right.
All right.
I remembered.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.